One more person for last night. We have to give the flowers to Trace McSorley.
Yeah.
Who grew up in Ashburn.
Yeah.
Right? And like we were talking about earlier, I feel like I have the greatest job in the world in broadcasting. I get to call the games of this incredible franchise that's 90 plus years old that I grew up going to games at RFK at, and I wouldn't want any other job. You know, and it's amazing. Every time I get to do it, I'm privileged and honored to do it. He got to put on black, but burgundy and gold, right?
Yeah. And last week you wore burgundy and gold.
Yeah, and there he was.
I don't even know what color we wore in Miami.
I don't remember now either. I think so.
Was it burgundy?
Burgundy tops?
No, I think it was white. I don't know.
Like I said, information dump on Monday when it's over. You just forget it all.
White in Miami.
I don't remember.
White burger.
We'll have to look it up. Anyway,
long time ago.
He's in a home game, leading 2 fourth-quarter touchdown drives, trucks a cornerback, gets the sideline going nuts for him. So whatever his future is, here or not here, whatever it may be, like I know he's been around the league. I know he's been drafted. He's played for a number of teams. So this wasn't new to be on an NFL field, but there had to be something to putting on those colors, walking into that stadium. And I know it's a preseason game, but leading game-winning fourth-quarter drives in the burgundy and gold for a kid who grew up in Ashburn, that must have been amazing last night.
Yeah, it was. I got to interview him last night on the post-game show, and I asked him, about that. What was it like for you growing up out here in Ashburn and being able to play a game, in the Commander Stadium for your hometown team, and being able to perform the way he performed? And he's like, man, it was a surreal type of moment for him to be able to do that. There was a picture posted recently today on social media of him as a kid at a training camp. Just being at one of the Redskins training camp back then, but being at one of our training camps, and that's to be able to do that.
He's got a picture with you. You signing an autograph for him?
I did have a teammate who I signed an autograph for when I was playing. He was a kid back in the day. That showed you how old I was, still playing. But for him to have that moment and play the way he played, I know that had to feel really good.
I mean, for this preseason, what I'm going to remember is him, doing what he did. He'd been here for 2 days when he played in the first game, shows up here. That moment where he trucked this cornerback and the sideline goes crazy. So here's, think about the first preseason game. Tressway, who's been here longer than anybody else, might go in the Ring of Fame, one of the best punters this organization's ever had. Great guy, too. He throws his body on the line in the second half of a preseason game against the Jets, and the place goes nuts. And here's a guy who's been here a week, and it matters to him. And I think that's the infectiousness that I think we hope we're seeing across the board. The guy who shouldn't be throwing his body around to the other guy doing it in the uniform. That's what I think Dan Quinn and Adam Peters want. That's what we want to see. And it was amazing to see here's somebody who's fighting for a role in the NFL. Here's another guy who is perfectly safe because he's the only punter on the roster and he's annually a Pro Bowl punter. And they're doing the same thing at the same points in time in preseason games that don't count in the standings. Tells you everything you need to know what's going on here.
There's a saying, they don't count, but they matter. Yeah, they don't count from a record standpoint, a big picture regular season record, but they matter. Every time you step between those white lines, it matters. You talk about autograph. You're autographing your work, good or bad. With every single performance you have, you're putting your autograph, your signature. You're saying, hey, this is my work. Are you proud of that work? Or are you like, that wasn't my best? That's the standard that you have to play to. Understanding, I'm signing my name to this work, this performance. Am I going to be proud of it?